saved you.
No. No. We were happy on my home planet.
Going to bed hungry, scrounging for scraps. Your planet was on the brink of collapse. I'm the one who stopped that. Do you know what's happened since then? The children born have known nothing but full bellies and clear skies. It's a paradise.
Because you murdered half the planet.
A small price to pay for salvation.
You're insane.
Little one, it's a simple calculus. This universe is finite, its resources finite. If life is left unchecked, life will cease to exist. It needs correction.
You don't know that!
I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
妹は翌日、川で発見された。
私があの子を送ったのはレベリオの手前までだ。仕事が忙しくてな。そもそもエルディア人の子供が許可もなく町をうろつくのが悪い。お前の息子は一族の立場をよく理解していないようだが、お前らの先祖が犯した過ちはしっかり教育しているんだろうな。
私はこのマーレチアン局の男が嘘をついていることが分かった。彼らは仕事をサボって河原で寝てたのだ。忙しかったわけがない。母は悲しみに暮れ、父は、
ご指導いただきありがとうございます。我が具足には教育し直しておきますので。
この男たちにへりくだった。私は父に、この男にめまいのするような憎しみを覚え、それ以上に自分の愚かさを呪った。
今から1820年前、我々の祖先ユミル・フリッツは大地の悪魔と契約し巨人の力を手に入れる。ユミルは死後も9つの巨人に魂を分けエルディア帝国を築いた。そして大国マーレを滅ぼしこの大陸の支配者となる。そこからは暗黒の時代だ。ユミルの民は他の民族を下等人種と決めつけ弾圧を始めた。土地や財産を奪い他民族に無理やり子を産ませユミルの民を増やした。その民族浄化が約1700年続いた。だがかつての大国マーレは増長を極めたエルディアに内部工作を挑み、さらには9つの巨人のうち7つを手駒に従え80年前の巨人大戦に勝利したのだ。当時のエルディアの王はこのパラディ島に三重の壁を築き国民と共にそこへ逃げ込んだ。我々の祖先は見捨てられこの大陸に取り残されたが、寛大なマーレは我々を殺さずに生きる。
娘を失った直後の父親にしては饒舌だった。ご主人様の言いつけを守り、危機として己の祖先を卑下する姿は犬さながらであった。
あの男は嘘をついてた。何か都合の悪いことがあるから嘘をついた。
言うな。この建物は壁が薄い。
きっとあの男がフェイを。
黙れ！言っただろう。我々の祖先は大罪人だ。優勢思想に走り民族浄化を。
俺もフェイもそんなことしてない！街を歩いただけだ！
お前はなんだ？そんなに父さんと母さんと楽園に行きたいのか？いいかグリシャ。我々が直接の加害者でなくても関係ないことだ。我々にできることはこの収容区でただつつましく生きることだ。頼むから父さんと母さんをフェイと同じ目に合わせないでくれ。
間違っているのはどちらだろうか。私かこの世界か。
わかった。
Christ, Christos, the seed. It's in your root chakra, called the Bindu seed. The Bindu seed. You get the word bin, stone. Or bin, sun, S-U-N, sun. It's down in the gastrointestinal tract. That's where the Christ is. Jesus born in a stable. What is a stable? It has shit. You see what I'm saying? Jesus born in a stable. What is shit? The word shit comes from the word shut, which comes from the word soot. The oldest god known to man is Soot. Soot Nubis. Soot Nessie. Soot Har. Later on Set, when it was pre-dynastic, you overthrow, whenever, customary to all ancient people, when you want to make another religion supreme, or just your view supreme, you always overthrow, or you always take the chief god of the pre-existing religion and make it the devil. One man's god is another man's devil. You get the word Soot, which means black. You get the word An, Anubis, and Anpu, it means opening. Soot on, Shut on, Shaitan, Satan. You get the word Sutek. You get the word Melchizedek. Or Sutek, Setesh, Shut-on, Satan, Teton, Titan. These are ancient words for the most ancient god. Lucifer, light bringer, which means the pineal gland. Lucifer, pineal gland. Lucifer fell like the morning star or the morning sun. Then you get the revelations. Jesus said, I am the damn morning sun. Stay away from the dark side. Go to Isaiah 45 and it says, I will give you the treasures of darkness, which is melanin. The dark side. Now what is the dark side? The dark side is the study of alchemy. The alchemical black. Al, sun, S-U-N-S-O-N, chemi, cam, black. Black land, black sun, alchemy, black God. Black God. Ab, which means physical body. Ra, which means sun. Ham, which means black. It means the black sun, or the black sun god. Abraham. Abraham. Amin-Ra. Abraham. Means, Amin means hidden, which means black. Ra means sun. The black sun. The black sun is what? The black dot. The black dot is what? The pineal. The sun, light bringer, Lucifer. The fallen ones, the fallen gods. Lucifer, the fallen gods. What it means by fallen? You were once in the spiritual realm. Then the vibration slowed down and you gradually took on a physical body. You are the damn fallen gods. You are the Titans. The word hell comes from the word Hayel. Hayel means physical earth. Hylix, physical people, physical body. You live in hell. It means the physical realm. Satan, cherub, means God in the physical. The only difference between you and the Most High, or the so-called gods that you worship, is you got on a physical body, and they don't. And the only thing that separates you is you the same energy. They just don't have the physical body, and your God is on the inside. These are alchemical terminologies and stuff, and you've been taught the fake stuff, and you praying against yourself. The word El, Elohim, sun, star. The word Eve, beginning, Eve El, evil, beginning star, beginning sun, original star, Evil. All of these particular terminologies. Let's go on. In the brain, you have three major glands. Pineal, pituitary, and I think it's hypothalamus or one of them. Thalamus or whatever. Thalamus. Three major glands. Jesus is born in a stable, which means that the Christ is born in a stable, which means the Christ is down here in the lower intestinal region, right in the up under the lower intestinal region in the root chakra. The men, it's in the root chakra. It's a little small seed. That's who you are. Born in a stable up under the shit. It rises. When he's born, he's met by 3 wise men. Pineal, pituitary, hypothalamus, or whatever. Thalamus. 3 wise men. Pineal, pituitary, thalamus. 3 stars in Orion's belt. 3 pyramids in Kemet. 3 crosses on Calvary. Jubilee, Jubilee, Jubileum. But it's talking about the 3 glands in the head. You see. The 3 wise men brings gifts. When the melanin rises up and crystallizes, it brings gifts. Anointing. Anointing what? Olive oil. Olives are black, olives are green. The green, the chlorophyll breaks back down to carbon. The black olives is carbon. Carbons is what? 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. 666, which means carbon, which is what? Melanin is nothing but carbon. The triple blackness of space. White people are carbon-based beings. You are carbon beings. You see, that's the difference. The word devil means double or doppelganger. Your inner self, your dual self. The devil, doppelganger. The word amen in Greek is amen. In Greek is amen. It's daemon, Damien, and in Christianity, demon. The word demon means melanin. Give me a good example. Y'all all right? This is Horus, Heru, Christ. This is soot, Set, which is melanin. Set, Satan, get behind me. Behind you is called the mouth of God, the medulla oblongata. At the base of the skull and the top of the spine is the most concentrated part of the melanin, substantia nigra. Satan, get behind me. Soot on, shoot on, get behind me. This is called, this black substance in India is called Akash. Akasha. Akash. You get the word Akashic records. The Akashic records is the melanin records. In the last days, the books, the records will be open. And the ones who did not find themselves on the records will be cast in a fiery furnace. The ones who don't find themselves on the records because they ain't got no damn records, because they don't have any Akashic records, they don't have melanin. You see?
As proven by their similarity of tropical plants and animals, geographic traits, and their appearance of fitting together. You see that? The black mound builders were the Washita Moors, the original inhabitants of North and South America. It says many, really most, blacks in America are unknowing descendants of these mound-building indigenous blacks and not descendants of black African slaves. America is Amorica. Therefore, Columbus was not entirely wrong in calling these people Indians. For the true meaning of the word India is black person. Indi means black, as in India, or indigo, the darkest color of the spectrum. You see that? The massive remains of this ancient black civilization empire stands as one of the best kept archaeological secrets in the country. Ancient American Magazine, issue 17, reported, quote, evidence for black-skinned natives in the Americas long before the arrival of Columbus is abundant. For the distinctly Negroid features of Colossus Olmec sculpture heads and a pre-Aztec bowl being upheld by a figure with unmistakable black characteristics, to the bones of Negroid persons excavated from a 2,000-year-old mound or pyramid in northwest Wisconsin. A wealth of material exists to establish the certainty of non-white, non-Indian populations living in pre-Columbian America, along with these other groups. With these other groups. You see that? Many of the mound builders were huge. Their ancient skeletons were often 7 to 8 feet. You see that? Are you hearing this? Like here, Nephilim and the biblical giants in America. Okay? It says if you Google giant skeletons, more often than not, the word Nephilim comes up, with web pages stating the giants of North America are in fact the very same giants featured in the Bible. Okay? Now, it says here that the word Nephilim originally appeared in the Torah, Hebrew Bible, or our Old Testament, and roughly translate as those who fell, those who came down, or those who left one place to go to another.
The book of Genesis, which is the first book of the Hebrew Bible and the Old Testament, tells us the story of an ancient giant race called the Nephilim. The story of the Nephilim giants is further elaborated in another ancient manuscript, the Book of Enoch. Apparently, the Watchers, who were fallen angels, interbred with the women on earth, and as a result, the Nephilim giants were born. We know that these ancient manuscripts describe the Great Deluge, a massive flood which, according to scientific data, really happened. If the biblical flood was real, could the Nephilim giants also be real? The stories about giants don't end there. Every Native American tribe tells of the times when giants used to rule North America, and there were brutal wars between the giants and the Native Americans. The tribes had to unite together against a group of red-haired cannibalistic giants. Is it just a coincidence that absolutely every culture and religion tells stories of ancient giants who roamed the earth? The Sumerian civilization, which was said to have begun in approximately 6000 BC, tells of a race of giants which ruled over the Sumerians, and there are many depictions of them. Sumerian records speak of a giant king by the name of Gilgamesh, who ruled for 126 years. He is generally seen by scholars as an actual historical figure, since inscriptions have been found which confirm the existence of other figures associated with him. In ancient Egypt, there are hundreds of depictions of giants, and the Egyptian records describe the old pharaoh dynasties to be a race of tall giants, and hundreds of giant sarcophaguses were also found. But the mummies there had been long looted. Here is a map of all reports of giants in North America. It's truly astonishing how many of them are there. Almost all of the discoveries end up in the Smithsonian Institute, and we all know how good they are at covering up major discoveries. There are also supposed reports of the Smithsonian purchasing giant skeletons excavated by citizens, which then disappeared, never to be heard from again. The Smithsonian even had a special division for exploring ancient mounds and supposed giant burial sites. One famous discovery of a giant which was also covered up by the Smithsonian is the San Diego giant from 1895, which was an 8-foot 4-inch tall mummified giant. There was even a picture of the giant mummy, which was shown in many newspapers. The mummy was inspected by many scientists almost every year. There were at least a few newspaper headlines stating the discovery of ancient giant skeletons. It seemed to be quite normal to find bones of giants in America when the first settlers dug ancient mounds to prepare for roads, farms, and buildings. The New York Times, in particular, wrote many newspaper articles about the discoveries of giants. Let's read through some of them, starting with this one titled, "The Bones of a Giant Found," which was published on May 25, 1882, and reads, "A skull of heroic size and singular formation has been discovered among the relics of the mound builders in the Red River Valley. The mound was 60 feet in diameter and 12 feet high. Near the center were found the bones of about a dozen men and women, mixed with the bones of various animals. The skull in question was the only perfect one." How many more newspaper articles we found. There were discoveries of giants all across the globe, and today, scientists and archaeologists pretend this never even happened. This article, titled "When Giants Roamed Earth," talks about the historical discoveries of giants from the time of the Roman Empire to the 19th century. Here's what it reads. The past was more prolific in the production of giants than the present. In 1830, one of these giants, who is exhibited at Rouen, was 10 feet high, and the giant Galabra, brought from Arabia to Rome in the time of Claudius Caesar, was the same height. Phanom, who lived in the time of Eugene II, was 11½ feet in height. The Chevalier Scrogg, in his journey to the Peak Tenerife, found in one of the caverns of that mountain the head of a giant who had 60 teeth and who was not less than 15 feet high. 1814, near Saint Gernat, was found the tomb of the giant Isolent, who was not less than 30 feet high. In 1590, near Rouen, was found a skeleton whose head held a bushel of corn and which was 19 feet in height. The giant Bacchart was 22 feet high. In 1623, near the castle in Dauphine, a tomb was found 30 feet long, 16 feet wide, and 8 feet high, on which were cut in gray stone the words Cantologus Rex. The skeleton was found entire and measured 25 1/4 feet high, 10 feet across the shoulders, and 5 feet from breastbone to the back. But France is not the only country where giant skeletons have been unearthed. Near Palermo, Sicily, in 1516, was found the skeleton of a giant 30 feet high. There were so many reports of real giants being encountered throughout North and South America in the age of exploration, and such accounts have faded into history to be mostly forgotten. There are some things, however, that cannot be forgotten, as they are literally written in stone. That's the case of the giant footprint of South Africa. This is the most spectacular footprint in rock found anywhere on Earth to date. There are many others, however, like the giant footprint of Pingan, but none are as fully formed and obvious as the one in South Africa. Discovered in 1931 by a farmer called Stoffel Ketzi while hunting, it has remained one of the most controversial sites in archaeology and geological research. The footprint is about 4 feet, or 1.3 meters in length, which suggests that the creature who left it would have been 24 to 27 feet, or 7 to 8 meters in height.
300-400 pounds. It's 3 feet long, and it's very, very thick. It's like a thumb, like that, only 3 feet long, and whatever it is here, I don't know, 20-30 inches wide, something like that. Remember I told you the fingerprints were there? Here they are. Those are the fingerprints. I broke that off with the 8-pound sledge, I believe 8 pounds, and that is the grip skin. There it is right there. That's the thickness of the guy's skin. Dude, that's the thickness of this grip skin right there. It really just peels right off like that. Now, again, I went up, in this case it would be down, into the fleshy area and got some arterial blood out of there. But this is it. These are the sweat pores, you see them? Those are little sweat pores. And what it is, right here was the fingerprint, fingernail, right here. And your fingerprints start right very close to your fingernail. So, no mystery here, just things that they said in the past appear to be real. And that has a lot of consequences for a lot of different areas that now need to be reconsidered. A lot of different areas. I mean, well,
they're supposed to be some of the most verified images of giants. There's a part of history that just is not being told. Hieroglyphics in Egypt showing massive human-like entities.
There's a giant footprint in granite in South Africa.
It's about as tall as you are, 6 foot tall, a footprint.
Look at this. There's the big toe, and the other 4 toes, down to the small toe, down to the heel. What's fascinating about this is this piece sticking out.
海の外も壁の中も同じなんだ。だがお前たちは壁の中にいる奴らは悪魔だと教えられた。まだ何も知らない子供がそう叩き込まれた。一体何ができて子供だったお前に。なあライナー、お前ずっと苦しかっただろう。 違うんだエレン。俺はあの日マルセルが食われて兄とベルトルトは作戦を中止して引き返そうとしたのに、俺は二人を無理やり説得して作戦を続行させたんだ。俺は英雄になりたかった。誰かに尊敬されたかった。俺が悪いんだよ。お前の母親が巨人に食われたのは俺のせいだ。
私はこの地を恨みました。他の誰よりもエルディア人の根絶を願いました。
もう嫌だった。自分が俺を殺してくれ。
ですが私は死にたくありません。それは私がこの世に生まれてきてしまったからです。我々は国も人種も異なる者同士です。しかし強大な敵を前にした今こそ一つになる時なのです。だから今死にたくない者は力を貸してほしい。どうか一緒に未来を生きてほしい。皆で力を合わせればどんな困難も乗り越えていけるはずです。
やっぱり俺はお前と同じだ。
どうか私と共に力を合わせてパラディ島の悪魔と戦ってほしい。
多分生まれた時からこうなんだ。
私ウィリー・タイマーはマーレ政府特使として今ここに宣言します。
俺は進み続ける。敵を駆逐するまで。
宣戦布告は
Yo. Alright, so you know what I'm saying? Right here in this clip, you see Aaron, he comes out of his Titan body, right? So you see he has his human body and he has his Titan body, which he just transformed into again and created another Titan body from his human body, alright? So everybody say everything is within you. Everybody say everything is within, everything is within, everything that you need is within, all the answers are within, you dig? And they true on that, they're true, that's true. You are energy or inner chi or inner G, you dig? And your soul is straight energy, alright? Ain't nothing physical about it. So, with that being said, your ancestors are within. Your spirit guides are within. Your everything is within. You dig? This is a mirror verse, a reflection world. So everything that goes on within you is what's reflected outside you. You dig? You reap what you sow. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Okay? And so you're gonna have with all that being said though, I want you to think about when they show you what a soul or an aura looks like. When they show you a soul or aura, like they show you what light around your body, you know what I'm saying? They might show you a torus field or electromagnetic field, you did. But anyway, they show you that. I mean, you could think of Goku going Super Saiyan right now, or anything that you want to think about. But that little torus field, that little electromagnetic energy field that be around you, most of the time it looks like a spear. You know, maybe if it's a torus field, it's gonna look like maybe a spear, or like a egg that's busted on the top and the bottom. If it's an aura, you know, it's gonna look oval, you know, like a full egg. But anyway, regardless, that is your soul. That is your energy. That is who you are. You dig? So with that being said, that you are energy and your soul is energy, which this Taurus field or this aura is representing you, your energy, then that's your soul and that is you. But who says that that Taurus field or that aura only has to be as small as they're projecting it and they're showing it to you? You got to think now. They got to, you know, make this fit into a picture. If you actually thinking about Goku and Super Saiyan, they got to make it to where it makes sense in a TV show. Now, instead of thinking about the aura, think about how much of the land and the area that the aura will affect when Goku powers up. Think about how far out his energy actually reaches and how much force is actually distributed. You dig? Who's to say that our Taurus field and our auras aren't as big as the whole entire Earth? Who's to say that only as small as our vessel? Now just listen to me here. If your Taurus field and your aura is as big as the Earth, well then, and that is your soul and that is you, well duh, everything is within. Because this whole planet you think you living on is really just you. And everything that you think is happening to you is actually you doing it to yourself, because as within, so without. What you reap is what you sow. Your external conditions will literally be your internal feelings, I guess. You could say feelings. Your external conditions will literally be your internal feelings, because you're literally within. And this would be a mirror verse and a reflection world, because you would be, everything that you see is what's actually going on inside you. So you think you have to fix an external problem, but all you gotta do is fix yourself within, and everything external will correct itself. But anyway, besides that though, with Aaron and his human body and his Titan body, his human body is his vessel, like you're in right now. What you're watching this video with, what you're hearing me speak with, is your human vessel. But is that what you identify with? Do you identify as John? Do you identify as Marcus? Do you identify as Dante? Do you identify as Sierra? Do you identify as Monisha? Do you identify as Candace? Or do you identify as your energy and your soul? Is my boy gonna identify as Aaron? Or is he gonna identify as the Attack Titan? And that's a big transition that you're gonna see take place in the TV show. I'm telling y'all, this is the only TV show you gotta watch. This is the most biblical TV show that you're gonna watch. Remember, basic instructions before leaving Earth. I'm getting right myself. I promise you. And I'm just trying to get y'all right with me. You dig? Just heed what I'm saying. I promise you, just heed what I'm saying. If you don't have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, write this shit down literally in a graph and literally connect the puzzle. If you have to literally connect the puzzle, I'm telling you, because you have your human vessel, your body, you know, that you living out this human experience with, but is that really you? Who are you before who are you before you die and after you were born? Y'all ain't get that because the world is ass fucking backwards. Who are you before you're born into this human experience and after you die and leave this human experience? Who are you then? We know this is a matrix. This is an illusionary light prison matrix. And it's your matrix. You are the star of your matrix. You make it what you want it to be. There is no spoon. It bends to your will because it is you. I just told you, you are within. You are within. This is how I talk, how the fuck that I want to talk. Like I do what I want to do, and everything goes my fucking way because I fucking said so. Because we're in my matrix. I'm in my matrix. You're not in my matrix. You're a spectator in my matrix. I'm the star in my matrix, and you're just a spectator. In your matrix, you're the star. And I'm just a spectator. Shit, I might not even be just a spectator. Shit, my ass might be motherfucking dust on the sidewalk. In your matrix, who knows? That's up to you. And y'all gonna have to ask yourself this question a lot in 2021. I'm telling y'all, this is the question that's gonna help y'all make a huge leap. And might be the reason that y'all stuck if y'all feel like y'all stuck. Do you identify with your vessel or the soul? I'm gonna leave y'all with that one.
Background. Around 2,000 years ago, Ymir's village was attacked and enslaved by the Eldians, who also murdered her parents and cut out the tongues of the survivors. One night, Ymir opened the gate to a pen, allowing for some pigs to escape. Later, the tribe's ruler, Fritz, questioned the slaves on the culprit. The slaves pointed to Ymir, who was released only to be hunted down for sport. Wounded and desperate, Ymir found an unusually large tree with a chasm at its base. Seeking shelter, she stepped inside and, not knowing of the sinkhole beneath, fell down into a pool of liquid. There, a mysterious spine-like creature fused with her and turned her into the first Titan. With her newfound power, Ymir returned to serve Fritz and used her Titan to cultivate the land, build bridges, and amass wealth for the Eldians. Under his command, she also vanquished the armies of Eldia's rival, Marley. To, quote-unquote, reward Ymir for her service, Fritz took her as his concubine, and together they had 3 children, Maria, Rose, and Sheena. It was speculated that during this time, Ymir grew to genuinely love and care for Fritz, despite his behavior and attitude towards her. 13 years after acquiring the power of the Titans, Ymir died while thwarting an assassination attempt on Fritz, but then found herself in a mysterious barren land. King Fritz then forced his daughters to eat their mother's corpse in an attempt to preserve the power of the Titans. He commanded his daughters to continuously reproduce, to have their children eat their spines upon their deaths, and perpetuate this ritual from child to child so that Ymir's blood wouldn't die out and Eldia could rule forever with its Titans. Ymir's power was divided into 9 Titans, and she continued to serve her descendants, building them Titans whenever they invoked the power of the Titans. Mythology. By the Eldians, Ymir's existence is hailed as a God-given miracle. The Restorationists claim that she and all subjects of Ymir are the chosen children of God, and that any atrocities Marley claims Eldia had committed could not have been possible because Ymir would not have allowed it. There was even an Eldian cult that worshipped Ymir as a goddess. On the other hand, the Marleyans believe she received her power from a deal with the devil of all Earth, and used this to ostracize the Eldians. There are also those who believe that Ymir contacted the source of all living matter to gain her power. This theory is relatively unheard of, as Grisha Jaeger was unaware of it until Aaron Kruger told him. Many centuries later, Frida Rice would visit her half-sister Historia Rice on the farm where she was raised. During some of her visits, Frida told Historia the story of Ymir's deal with the devil. However, in the book she showed her, Ymir is named Krista. Frida advised Historia that she must be ladylike as Krista was. She spoke of Krista as being an altruistic girl and urged Historia to be loving and beloved like her when she's grown. However, Historia didn't remember these visits since Frida used the Founding Titan's power to erase her memories after every visit. Historia would only recall vague images of Krista in the years to come. Return to Shiganshina arc. Some years later, when the Survey Corps discovered Grisha Jaeger's basement, he recounts his childhood when he was told the story of Ymir and her people by his father. Grisha writes of joining the Eldian Restorationists in the nation of Marley several years afterward, learning of the supposed great accomplishments achieved in Ymir's time. Together with the resistance, Grisha declares that they must venture to Parody Island, where Ymir's descendants had fled 80 years ago, in order to retrieve the Founding Titan and bring back the nation of Eldia. War for Parody arc. While on the verge of death from Levi's Thunder Spear, Zeke Jaeger would awaken in an unknown land to discover Ymir's resculpting his damaged body with earth.
Yo, I'ma just talk, bro, because it'd be quicker than typing. But if Lucifer was cast out, it doesn't mean that he's deserving to rule in this realm just because he was cast out. But it's like having a child. Like, say you own a business, right? And you got a hard-headed ass kid that don't ever listen to any wisdom that you be trying to give to them. They think that they can do it better than you. And y'all balling, you own, $1 million businesses and shit. So you can afford to give your son $100,000 business. And it's like, all right, nigga, you think you can do this shit? Then go ahead, run this shit. See how you run it. Right? But you got older children that listen to you. This your youngest, right? Or whatever. It don't matter if it's the oldest, youngest, whatever. Lucifer would be the child that just think they can do the shit on their own, whereas you got other children that actually listen to you and they picked up on game. And they're like, yeah, I'm listening to my pops. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be patient and do shit when it's the right time. So it's like after you done sent Lucifer or your youngest, the hard headed one, you like, go on, nigga, see if you can run the shit. You let him run the shit. What happened? You fuck everything up. So later you send your obedient children, the one that actually listen to you and know what the fuck you talking about, right? So it's like your oldest gotta go through the same shit that Lucifer go through, but at the end is the one that's actually deserving of ruling. So it's like, you know what? Lucy, you done fucked everything up, so I'm gonna let your older brother take this shit over. You done had your chance. You done fucked up. So now he gonna run it. Not only is he gonna run this, but he also gonna run the higher shit. Or he can just be running the higher shit and the higher shit dictate down because it works from the top down, right? So he run the higher shit, which governs this. It's like, all right, universal principles and shit. And it kind of goes to show too, like who's on what side, because the ones that's not on our side, it's like they're consumed by wanting to run this shit. And it's like, nigga, I'm about to run this shit and some more shit. Keep on. Hard-headed ass. You fucking up. Exactly. So it's like we use talking about hijacked motherfucker. Yeah, yo, it's like what you call it? We like sleeper cells for the most high. You know what I'm saying? We was put here. Motherfuckers know we here, but don't know exactly where we at. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't just do the shit overnight, change it overnight, because we still got to go through shit to appreciate the whole process. Because, see, like, with this knowledge, like, let's say for real, like, say we all contain angelic DNA. So it's like, nigga, I know I'm part angel. I ain't no human. I ain't on this bullshit with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm a son of the Father, the Most High, God, whatever you want to call him. It's like the highest. I'm a son of that. But you let the shit go to your head and you become arrogant. So it's like, say we down here and it's on some shit where it's like, you just feel like killing the motherfucker today. So you like, man, I'm gonna murk this dude. Cause you know what I'm saying? I got the power to do that. I'm a son of the Most High, bitch. I ain't no human. Why I need to regret doing that shit? The moralism is some human shit. You see the bullshit in that? It's like, nah, nigga, you be down here and go through the same type shit, but don't do the shit these motherfuckers doing. It's like there will come a time when it's like, look, they done all this killing, slaughtering, stealing, pillaging, raping, all the things that you know in your heart you ain't supposed to do. Ain't nobody had to fucking tell you that shit's wrong. You just know it's wrong. The day gonna come when it's like, yo, all the pent up shit you've been holding back, you gonna be able to let it out, but it's gonna be on those that deserve it. So it's like there's gonna be some type of righteous war. It's got to happen. Far as the helping him part, bro, that's where I'm talking about as far as deserving. Because it's like, Sometimes, this is what I've seen from life. Sometimes you helping somebody can be more of a hindrance to them. It's like, nigga, if you've been fucking up this long, I don't know if me putting forth effort is really going to help you, because you need to understand the whole process. That's like if you say you a billionaire and you give a poor person $1 million but don't teach them shit about having money and keeping money. That shit gonna be gone. Did you really help them? Like, they could have went out tomorrow and bought $1 million worth of drugs. Bullshit that's gonna fuck them up worse. So nah, it's like, depends on what type of help. Exactly. You're not going to understand an experience unless you have the experience yourself. So what I mean by like the fall, okay, like it's genetics, bruh. It's genetics, yo. Cause like it's literally a hybrid. You this high being and your genetics got mixed in with the lower being, which cast you into a fallen state. Because it's like, how the fuck is an angel going to know what it's like to be human unless they become part human? And the only way that a human is going to realize what it's like to be an angel is for a human to become part angel. So that's what I meant by it's a bridge. It's a hybrid, a high bridge. It closes the gap and makes one the other. It brings balance between the high and the low and whatnot, but on a literal physical level. So you're going to have some that came from that high state or high estate, as it's talked about in the Bible, and they won't return to it because they chose the lower. You have to volunteer to come here to be able to rise back up. And it's like, all right, the only way you're going to be deserving of something higher is if you went through that lower state, if that makes sense. It's like, because if the pendulum swings so hard this way, it's got to swing equally the other way. You know what I'm saying? So we step down from what motherfuckers is calling heaven to this shit. It's like, all right, we had to be doing that because it's like, all right, let me go clean this shit up, yo. I'm going to get this promotion. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing it for the promotion. I'm doing it because it's the right fucking thing. Yo, like literally a few weeks ago, I went to go in this gas station and it was a septic tank truck parked outside with a trailer. It was pulling a trailer behind it, and the brand of the trailer was named Seraphim, like seraphims. And the shit had me bugging, yo, because I was like, yo, it's like literally the Most High sent me a message in person saying, like, look, I'm sending the angels to clean up this shit, literally. Okay, exactly. And see, the thing about the whole X and Y chromosome shit, bro, like it's a lot of people out now that's trying to teach incorrectly about that shit. There's a reason why the Bible tells you that nations are established by fathers. It's because the Y chromosome never changes. Like, you have the same Y as your father, is his father, is his father, so forth and so on. Because you get your X chromosome from your mom. But your mom has two X chromosomes, one from her dad, which he got from his mom, and one from her mother. And her mother has two. So that shit about niggas out here teaching now that, oh, we supposed to go by the woman and you can trace that shit. No, the fuck you can't, yo. Because every generation you get a different X from your mom, and you don't know whether you getting that X from your grandma or your granddad. It's the Y that determines all that shit. That's why it talked about the fallen taking wives. It didn't say shit about no female angels. I ain't heard shit about female angels. It was the sons of God that came and took human women. Because the X is what changes shit. So when you dealing with genetics, and as far as what actually changes your lineage, it's the women that we pick. So you fuck a crazy ass bitch, you gonna have crazy ass children, yo. And something got to be wrong with you in the first place to fuck with crazy ass bitches. But you get what I'm saying, though. That's genetically what changes through the line. That's why it talks about that. All right, this a thought that just hit me up, like X-Men. right? Mutants. But X, like EX, meaning used to be. So X-Men had to be men first, right? And then became something more, but it can only be something more if something more was mixed in. Yo, it's straight up talking about us, yo. That's what the fuck we are. We've gone through all this process of falling just to rise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, yo. I can't put all of it into words right now. You get it, though. You get it.
なんだ始まったんだ。巨人たちが動き出した。ガリアードさん、やっぱり難しいよね。ピークス、裏切ったんじゃなかったの？ガビ、私が仲間を売ると思ったの？でもマーレに仕えても私たちに未来はないって。見て、私はマーレを信じてない。私は一緒に戦ってきた仲間を信じている。
のろしが上がっている。ピークとガリアードが奴の位置を暴いた。始祖の巨人だ。レベリオの雪辱を果たせ。ここで奴を終わりにしてやる。
来いよライナー